Why would you be more interested in running now than you were last time?
Well, the last time I thought, and I absolutely felt strongly, that the Republicans were in such a great shape to win, and Mitt let us down, frankly. He choked or something happened, and it wasn't very pretty what happened. And he should have won that race, and it's a race that absolutely should have been won. And I was under tremendous contractual obligations. I was building buildings actually all over the world. Now that's completed. My children are older, and they're very much into the business. They're handling it really well, and I have no obligation to do any of the things that I was really committed to do. And I think that the country and the world, when you look at what's happening with the world, when you look at what's happened to our country, it just needs help, and it needs help badly. And I think I could do a great job.
You know, many people, as I do, who are skeptical, they say you do this every so often to help yourself, help your business, help your name get out there, even though your name's pretty out there. So what would you say to the skeptics that say this is just another time where you're going to tease it out there and then in the end not run?
Well, Mark, I'd say this. I love what I'm doing. I love building buildings. I'm very good at it. I've built a tremendous company and made a great fortune. And now I'd like to make a great fortune for this country because, frankly, we have to make America great again. We have to make our country great again. You look at what's happening with China, where they've become the big economic power. As of a year ago, we're second. That was unthinkable 5, 6, 7 years ago. And in order to save Social Security, in order to save Medicare and Medicaid and so many other things, in order to help our vets, we have to make our country rich again, and we have to make our country great again. And I can do that far better than anybody else.
Jim DeMint, the former senator from South Carolina, is up there speaking. We're going to talk to him in a bit as well, but keep talking here with Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton is someone you've known, and her husband over the years. What kind of president would she make?
Well, I know her very well. I know him very well. And I think, look, the jury is out. Let's see what happens. I want to sort of go step by step, and we'll see. I want to deal with Republicans before I start dealing with Hillary.
But for a lot of Republicans,
I don't think she's going to be easy to beat. I don't think she did a great job as Secretary of State. The world blew up around us. I mean, let's face it, there are those that say the worst Secretary of State in history. I think she's somebody that absolutely can be beaten, but you have to have the right person running. I mean, we had a person running last time that was unable to close the deal. It's like a deal maker that couldn't make a deal. And that was a race that should have been won. And I have to say, I think beating Obama, who was a failed president last time, for Romney was easier than beating the Democrats this time.
A lot of people, though, say what the party needs is someone who is aggressively anti-Clinton, who understands just sort of a passion to say she must be stopped. You're friends with the Clintons. You've given to some Democrats over the past. What do you say to people who say you're not the warrior, the Republican conservative warrior we need?
Well, I think I'm a warrior, and I think that, I know the Clintons better than anybody. I know their strengths and I know their weaknesses, and I think nobody would do a better job against her than I would.
What are their weaknesses?
Well, the weakness in terms of her, I mean, the weaknesses are sort of obvious, but in terms of her, you look at as Secretary of State, she may have been the worst ever. She may have been the worst in history. The world has blown up around us. The entire world has, I mean, we're not close to anybody anymore. I mean, this is over a period of 4 or 5 years of which she had a majority. The world has just blown up around us. We have lost total control. We have lost our powers. We've lost, I mean, you look at what's going on with terrorism. The world around us has blown up during her term. Now, do I like her? I like her. Was she a good Secretary of State? No. And so we'll see what happens. But I think nobody would fight her better than Trump.
Your friend Sarah Palin is now saying that she might want to run this time. She's flirted with in the past year. How do you think she'd be received by Republicans in the country if she decided to get in the race?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to comment on that other than I like her very much. She is a friend. She's been very nice to me, and I think she's a very good woman. I think she's been very unfairly treated by a lot of the media, frankly. But, I'd have to see. I don't personally think she's going to run. But if she does, she would be somebody that you have to contend with like everybody else.
I want to ask you about two of the other candidates in your view of how they would do, how they'd be received. One is your friend Chris Christie. How would he do?
Well, he's got to get rid of some of his problems, and he's always formidable. He's got lots of different things going on.
Like
that
what?
Everybody knows. Between the Bridgegate and, every day you read a paper, it continues. They've got to get rid of some of those, and he's got a few of them. And he's always formidable. He is a friend of mine. He's the governor of New Jersey, and I have a lot of property in New Jersey. I have a lot of things in New Jersey. But
has he been a good governor for the New Jersey economy?
Well, you're going to have to make that determination for yourself. I mean, you're going to have to look at the bond ratings, and you're going to have to look at the different ratings of different things. But again, he's.
Well, what do you think? You've got, as you say, you've got businesses
New Jersey
there.
has problems.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
is that
question
because
about
he's not done it right?
I can't say that. I can only say that New Jersey definitely has problems.
All right. Jeb Bush, I know you said the country's sort of maybe sick of Bush's. You know him a little bit, right?
I know him quite well.
Quite well, yeah.
Reasonably well.
Would he, if you leave aside his name, would he be a good president if he got elected?
Look, he's very much in favor of Common Core, which is a disaster. I think certainly in terms of getting a nomination. He's in favor of amnesty, which I think in terms of getting a nomination, whether you like it or don't like it, it's a disaster. He's got a lot of things that are very negative, and you can't leave out the name Bush because I don't think a Bush is going to get elected.
You've pretty competitive guy. This is a kind of a big event today with lots of activists, lots of national media here. Who do you think is your competition to give the best speech? I know you think you'll give amongst the best speeches because you're a pretty good public speaker. Who else do you think will be strong today?
Well, I've always been voted as the best speaker, so that's a great honor because I'm a real estate person. So my speech, it is subjective. It's totally subjective. I don't know. I'd love to be. I'd love to see some of the speeches. I'm not going to be able to because I'm doing my own, and I'm over here, and I'm doing interviews with you and everybody else. I would love to see, but I'm actually going to be able to see parts of a lot of the speeches. You have a lot of very capable people, and they're very capable Republicans. We'll have to see what happens. We have a long way to go. It's the beginning of a long, long stretch.
So you're competitive. If you decide to run for president, you set out aggressively to win. And you've talked about maybe spending your own money. People, as you know, constantly speculating just how rich you are. If you run, how much can you spend to fund your own campaign?
I think I can spend an unlimited amount. I mean, last time, if you remember,
it's not unlimited.
I just said unlimited. What does unlimited
million,
mean? I can spend as much as anybody can spend. I mean,
but you're liquid to like 200
I'm
million?
very liquid. You will see that. And you actually did see it. It was sort of interesting. People say, well, you know, because I'm a private person, nobody really knew my wealth. And I will say I decided not to run last time, and I was probably the only candidate in the history that put in a financial statement and wasn't running. And I put
and also the only one in head of the polls to not run.
And I was also leading the polls, or very close to it, and leading the polls most of the time. But I actually submitted my financial statement, and everyone said, wow, I built a great company. And one of the things that's very exciting to me, I'm building on Pennsylvania Avenue right now, the old post office.
Given
to me by the Obama
administration. The inauguration hotel.
Well, it's very interesting. You wouldn't even have to move into the White House. You could just stay across the street. But given to me by the Obama administration, and one of the reasons they gave it to me is because I had the strongest financial statement of all of the hundreds of people that tried to get it.